Hello everyone, and we're back for another episode of Extinct Rex Originals. And for today's episode, it will be all about the LEGO compatible dinosaur PROCERATOSAURUS. But first of all, I'd like to thank youtube.com audio library for this awesome background music. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe, and also hit that notification button. Just click on the icons below. Thanks everyone! The winners of the Guess the Species contest will be announced at the end of the video, but for now, here's how to join. Just click on the Extinct Rex icon and then click on the community link to be able to see all my posts. And now on with the main topic. Here is the PROCERATOSAURUS Custom, and Moira will be joining me here to present this awesome creature. Ever since I knew of the mini raptors, I wanted to make several more creatures that are actually of this particular size. And here is one. The PROCERATOSAURUS is actually based off from the Mattel toy line, which I think the color scheme is simple and actually effective. Moira will be coming back for later for the comparison video, but for now, let's have a closer look. And taking a closer look at the figure, you can see that it has several articulations similar to that of the raptor. It can turn its head, it can open its mouth. As with the regular raptors, it can also move its arms and it can also move its legs. Now, it actually just has two studs on the back, and the tail is not made of rubber, so it's not actually movable, but that's okay. Now, Moira here is a regular size mini figure, and she's here to guide us with some size comparisons. So here it is compared to the PROCERATOSAURUS. You can see that the PROCERATOSAURUS figure is actually a little bit bigger than the original size that it should be, but given base figure available, then I guess I am satisfied and I am at peace with this particular size. Now let us compare the PROCERATOSAURUS with other creatures such as the past video. Here we have the Oviraptor. So you can see here that the PROCERATOSAURUS is actually smaller than the Oviraptor here, and because the Oviraptor is actually based off from a regular size raptor. Alright, so maybe it's time for us to take out Oviraptor and compare PROCERATOSAURUS with another predecessor, the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. Did you know that PROCERATOSAURUS is actually an earlier cousin of the Tyrannosaurus Rex? I didn't know that before, but now that I did, it's just amazing how the differences in the structure and the size still connected the two species together. Amazing. Well, anyways, so much for that. Now it is time for us to have a Sambrick. Okay, so here are the parts of the PROCERATOSAURUS. It is actually made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces, all in all. Let's start with the head. Let's connect the head with the lower jaw. It's quite a bit tricky when placing this one because I try not to scratch on the paint, and actually that is why the connection between the lower jaw and the head is actually unpainted because it's going to scratch off anyway. So here it is. Now let's connect the head to the body, like so. Then let's pick up the arms and connect it as well. Let's start with the right and then with the left arm. Okay, here goes the left. Now let's pick up the leg pieces and connect them as well. This time let's start with the left leg and then finish it off with the right. Okay, so that completes the figure, the PROCERATOSAURUS Custom. Now I did have a few footages and also few photos of when I was making this figure, so let's take a look at them. It's time for Extinct Bricks at work. Now in the beginning of the customization, I just took off the sickle claws of this mini raptor, and then I made several adjustments to the head by sculpting. After wet sanding, I did the primer by using Bosnia 68 grayscale, and then started on with the primary colors. This is ochre yellow for the base colors of the PROCERATOSAURUS, after which I put on some lighter tones of yellow on the underbelly. Note that I use broad light strokes on it so that it appears very smooth. And then after that, I use this bluish gray color to apply for the dark tones on the head as well as the neck and the back of the figure. This figure is particularly small, and this requires a very thin brush, so I use this detailing brush on all the stripes and all the other details of the figure that can't be done with a bigger brush. As much as possible, I want everything to be symmetrical, so I try my best to mirror the details on the right side as well as on that of the left. So here I'm just finishing off the back of the figure. Of course, this one doesn't require so much of the details, so I use a broader brush for this one. So I get the finished product. So here it is, the PROCERATOSAURUS Custom. And it's almost end of the video, and now it is time for some last looks. PROCERATOSAURUS, or the name means before horned lizard, was a primitive Coelurosaurian theropod that lived in England, Europe in the Middle Jurassic period. It looks somewhat similar to the latter Ceratosaurus, for which it was named after, but only due to its also having a horn-like crest. Despite its name, it is not related to the Ceratosaurus but to the latter Tyrannosaurus. Evidence show that PROCERATOSAURUS is the earliest tyrannosauroid. Since only part of PROCERATOSAURUS's crest is preserved, it's possible it had a crest similar to Guanlong, Quilascus, and Sinotyrannus. Probably the reason why in our Guess Species contest, two names would appear, Guanlong and also PROCERATOSAURUS. In the Jurassic Park storyline, PROCERATOSAURUS was successfully collected by InGen and viable embryos have been created. Though the animal was never made it past that stage, a paddock was actually created before the 1993 incident. PROCERATOSAURUS was among the many dinosaur embryos that Dennis Nedry stole from the cold storage room at the beginning of the 1993 Isla Nublar incident. PROCERATOSAURUS appeared for the first time in the Jurassic World Alive game, and interestingly, PROCERATOSAURUS in-game has its fur-like feathers, which is likely it had in the real life. After that, PROCERATOSAURUS figure was released for the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom as part of the Attack Pack line. Be careful, Moira, I hope you don't fall off. But now it is time for us to announce the winners of the Guess Species contest. I did add several more winners because of the overwhelming response from you guys. So here they are, the lucky pick. Kinson Struck, Yaroslav Novokatsky, Madonna Nara, Babayoy Yudedude, and Jujeka09. Now here are the first 10 winners.
Top 10.
Mamad,
Top
Justin
9.
Mendoza, Chuy
Top
Jara,
8.
Spino
Top
Guy,
7.
Spinosaur Slasher,
Top
Ian
6.
Barkage Channel,
Top 5.
Kyle Henry Salinas,
Top 4.
Brandon Cruz,
Top 3.
Joseph Germany,
Top 2.
Brad Hawk,
Top
Dinosaur
1.
Awesome 344. Congratulations everyone, and see you on the next Guess Species contest. And that ends the video. I can't thank you enough everyone for all the support. Please also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and here in YouTube. And as we always would say, let your inner dino break roar!